Hi everyone, it's Rivka Malka and I'm here with the lovely Pessy. Hi Pessy.
Hi,
Pessy, where are you coming in from?
in Brooklyn, New York.
Brooklyn, New York. Our students are everywhere. You are here with us in 21 Journeys. This is a series where we interview students past and present from our coaching school to light your fire, perhaps to become a coach, perhaps to get coached, perhaps to join us in our training, which starts July 25th and take your life in a whole new direction. It's going to be awesome. So today we're just going to interview Pessy for about 10 minutes and we're going to give you a taste of coaching for about 10 minutes. And the idea is for you to listen in and find something out about yourself, have a new experience of healing and awareness. So welcome, welcome. It's going to be an awesome day. Welcome, Pessy, and we'd love to hear about you.
Okay, so I never thought I'll be here. I was on a regular life journey, just the regular stuff. I got married, had two kids, had a good job. I had a college degree, like the regular. Um, like I thought I was set for life, basically. And this was the no way did I see this coming. I heard some of the other interviews where people were saying, "Oh, they're looking out for coaching school for years," and this was finally the opportunity. Like, I had a whole different story. I did not even know this is where I want to go. So basically, it's just okay. So I had first my own personal journey, obviously, and that's what led to taking this. Like, oh, I need to share this with the world. This is so beautiful. So I had my awakening, so to speak, with my menstrual cycle. It was really interesting. Like I never thought this would be my thing. Like where does that come in, right? It's like something that we just go on with life and it's part of life, but we don't really think about it much. And it was always like something that I knew like the week before. The week before I would get my period, I would just become crazy moody and just not feel like myself. And okay, but that's part of life. Like everyone just dismisses it. Like it's nothing. Like this is what it means to be a woman, and also like all the other symptoms that come along with it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I lived my life. Like okay, this is part of life. But then I don't even know what happened. Like Hashem just sort of made this was the time that where it sort of became like okay, I'm not putting up with this anymore. Like this cannot be just like um, I felt like a victim to my hormones. Like I cannot go on living this way where, okay, life is regular. And then sort of out of the blue, I get this crash and then I feel like I'm not myself. Um, and it just, it was just a lot, something that it was affecting me in different ways. It was affecting the way I was treating myself, was affecting the way I was treating others. Um, it was obviously, I learned later, there was obviously a reflection of things that were going on in my life that
Mm-hmm.
came to you
Mm-hmm.
know, like, look at me, this is what I needed to look at, but I just wasn't seeing those things.
Mm.
So at that point, again, this came out of nowhere. Like, why would I have this question of myself? Like, there must be a different way of looking at my cycle. Like, it can't
Yeah.
be about frustration and shame, and we don't talk about this. And this is just something that we need to just hide in our back pocket and just pretend it doesn't exist and
Mm-hmm.
just put up with it. And it just like, it felt like Hashem opened something up because that just led me to look into like, okay, so how can I look at this differently? And I discovered a few wonderful resources and it just opened up more. And like the more you read and the more you learn, it's just like leads you to another thing and another thing. And it just really led me to connect my own cycle in a whole different way. And that um, led me to also like start a whole new professional journey where first I wasn't sure where to go with it. I well,
Well, can I pause you over here
yes,
before we get into what you did with it? I just want our listeners to have a framework for what you're saying.
yes,
So there's an idea that I love that all roads lead home. Hashem will beckon us back with endless amount of roads. There are people who discover that herbs are like homeopathy, herbs, crystals, therapy,
yeah,
exercise. Like what are all of these things? These are all roads home. Every piece of life is a road home. And when you have a gift, like Pessy had a gift of an awakening, for some reason you get attached. Rivka Malka got attached to coaching. Pessy, you got attached to cycles. Like, why? What? Because there's wisdom in every piece of life. Every piece of life brings us to a tshuva, to a coming home. And lucky and blessed is the person who can see something new, who can say right here in Pessy's case, in our cycles, is actually another road home. And I want to tell you, Pessy, I'm listening not as someone who knows you, but as kind of like an outsider. And I'm like, whoa, is she actually talking about the menstrual cycle? I thought we're talking about coaching. So I just want to attune our, like, to get all on the same page of how pioneering this is. Pessy's not the only one. There's tons of women's literature, but she certainly is a pioneer in our community to say, one second, Hashem planted something here for us, not to hurt us, not to hide away. It's part of our life. What could it do for us? So I just want to frame that in its beauty that it deserves. And we'd love to hear, like, what did you discover?
Yeah, thank you for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so first, just in my own personal journey, I was doing this work for like at least a year, and I know in the back of my mind I want to share this with other women. Like the more I discovered, I was like, every single woman should know this about her own body, about her own cycles, about her own fertility. Like we use this to like really empower ourselves in so many ways. Like I learned about using my cycle to choose, you know, whether it's preventing pregnancy, achieving pregnancy. Like that's actually where I took my career after coaching, where I'm training now to be a fertility awareness educator, which I think is the first, I think, at least in our tri-state area, the first religious fertility awareness educator. I know in Israel, it's a very popular field, but here it's still up and coming. And I remember like even like feeling a little bit sorry for myself. Like, why don't I have support? Like I'm doing this work and I want to feel like someone in my community is helping me. Like there's so much, you know, religious information and background around this whole topic that I couldn't find support someone else in my community. And I didn't really find exactly what I was looking for. And then someone told me like, maybe you're meant to be that one.
Exactly.
And I was laughing it off, like me, like why? But I mean, little did she know, little did I know, that was a while ago, but it all really like just goes back and like, you know, this is how it was meant to be from the beginning. But what sparked it to actually happen, which like I said, in my mind, like I knew like maybe 5-10 years down the line, like something will come of this, but for now I'll just keep this gift to myself. And then like out of the blue, one of my friends sent me like I was talking to my friends about it, obviously. They all knew about my passion. And she sent me a speech from someone in my community that it really resonated. It was also about like very intimate subjects for the Jewish woman, but like in a way that was so respectful and but also not like, you know, like if we don't talk about it, it brings on shame, but we also don't want to talk about it too much in a way that we still hold it sacred. So it was like, she really struck that balance so well. And it really resonated with me so much. And she happened to have been someone I knew and I didn't know she does this work. And it really blew my mind. Like, wow, someone that I know, a regular person could be doing such important, amazing work. And I contacted her and like, you see, the rest is history. Like she actually led me to her school. And I didn't, like I said, I didn't even know about it. I didn't even know where to go with this. Like I had this information, I had this knowledge and this whole awareness. And where do I go? How do I take this passion and actually bring it forward in the community? And she really guided me through that. Like, you know, first I signed up to your school, and then I signed up to the fertility awareness training program. And it's just every single step. Like my next step, hopefully, is to take a college teacher training, not even to like teach brides necessarily, but just to have the background information of, you know, what this means for our community. So there's just so much learning to do, but also like, and then when it was right when you opened the registration, I remember like, it was literally, she sent me the link and there was like 2 days left. And it was like, okay, she told me like, you know, this is Hashem saying this is ready for you right now. Like you don't have to wait a half year for registration to open. Like this is happening right now. And it was really amazing.
Amazing. Oh my goodness. It's like a whirlwind. So we don't have time to go into it completely over here, but I heard you one time you were speaking in class with so much passion. I said, Pessy, you know something that I don't know. I need you, please, could you send us a recording and just give us this basic information? Like, what are you so excited about with this cycle? And I remember that you were speaking about a woman's journey through life. Like there's creative times and rest times, and just knowing when you are creative, when you're at rest, when you're internal, when you're external, understanding that you move that way can get you in tune with yourself instead of fighting with yourself, which I thought was so, pardon me, so huge, because self-regulation is like half of life. Like how do I get into a good mood, and how do I move from this to that place in life? That was so incredible. And I know the reason why I'm prompting you is because you have this much information and I'm asking you for like 1 minute. Can you explain to women what they what is available to them if they would get in tune with their cycle?
Yeah, totally. So, I always heard about self-care and it's so important and this is what you need to, regulate yourself or balance, a busy lifestyle. But like it never worked. Like, okay, I would take care of myself. And it was actually hard for me to get into that rhythm of taking care of myself. And then this was such a structured way of listening to my body and honoring what's going on. And there are actually times that like it's literally I feel like it's a built-in system of self-care. Like Hashem put in the system for us women because we're so driven and so busy and so like, there's so much to do and it's so hard to slow down. And then it's like literally that inside voice saying, okay, now is your time to rest. Now is your like inner sanctuary. Like, I don't think it's a mistake that Rosh Chodesh is our special gift because it's actually, the moon aligns is like a parallel to the menstrual cycle and the new moon is parallel to menstruation. So it's like our special time when, looking at it differently, like
just to translate for our bigger audience, Rosh Chodesh is the new month. Yeah. And that day is said to be given as a gift to women, a celebratory day every month. So Pessy is like kind of attaching the moon to the cycle, which
Yes. So that I felt like there's a message there for us as well. Like, women honor this time, slow down. It's hard. Like I feel like the biggest thing that women have struggle with when they work with me or when they're learning my information is, okay, you're saying slow down and rest, but that's not practical. We live in a lifestyle where you don't just, things are just here. You can't just drop things. But if you're not going to, then,
either you'll drop things or you'll drop.
Exactly. So it's kind of, So, and also something you mentioned about creativity. I think the biggest fear that, if we slow down and rest is like, oh, we'll never pick it back up again. It's just going to like go on. And that's not true. This is the whole rhythm of the cycle where this is the time to rest, honor that time. This is the time to like pick up and honor that extra energy. Because I actually started feeling the energy of getting close to ovulation only when I was resting at my, during menstruation. Like it's literally like honoring both. I didn't even notice that there's actually more energy that I can harness afterwards, only after I started tuning in. So it was so exciting, like, whoa, I can like dance and I can do things and I can feel like a superwoman, but not in a way that drains me, like really honoring that, okay, this is enough. And then now it's time to slow down. So, what you mentioned about creativity, it's our womb and our menstrual cycle, it's the source of all creation. It's a source of life. And it's not just for human life. It's also for all creativity and creation that we have the power to make. So whether it's projects, whether it's, community work, whether it's showing up for our families, like all that giving and creation is really sourced in that power.
Incredible. Thank you so much. Pessy, can you please tell us what your work is right now and how people can reach you and or read the things that you're currently writing?
Yeah. So something actually that the coaching school gave me the courage to do was open an Instagram page. And even without like knowing where I'm going yet or what I'm going to do, first to just share this information. Like I had this passion to really share. So I did that like a year and a half ago, like right at the start when like maybe the first few months into the coaching school. And
what is that? How can people find you?
Yeah, it's called Reclaim Womanhood. The handle is at Reclaim Womanhood on Instagram. So that's where I share everything. Like go there, you'll see it all.
Amazing.
And then I just started coaching just this summer. I started offering menstrual cycle coaching, which is becoming in tune with your own rhythm through the phases of the cycle, through the inner seasons, through, whatever works for you. And it's not only with a menstrual cycle, like we said, it can be done with a moon cycle if someone doesn't have a menstrual cycle or, for a lot of different reasons. So it's just a woman's power, regardless of what's actually happening. This is our power. We're cyclical beings.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Pessy, we're going to go into coaching. Something funny that you mentioned, we're cyclical beings. One of the things about being a woman, or maybe men have this question also. It's always the question of like, am I an introvert or an extrovert? And I remember reading somewhere, I took some kind of personality quiz and it came out 51% extrovert, 49% introvert. And I was like, oh, thank you. You just explained my life. No wonder I have to like go off and spend hours alone and come in and come out. But it makes me think when you say we're cyclical and thinking of the cycle that maybe this is the process of all women, that there's just this coming out and going in all the time. And we need both.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Are you ready for a bit of coaching?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. We're going to do some top level coaching. I know I always give this disclaimer because it's so important for you to know about us and about our school that safety is paramount and dignity is paramount. So we're going to just do some good work, leaving all kinds of relationship dynamics, inner child stuff for some other time. Just focusing on the here and now. Would you like to set an intention or prayer before we get in?
Yeah, I don't really have a specific topic. I guess maybe I do have a general one, but Hashem, give us clarity and direction and let your light shine through.
Amen. Amen. Okay. So you don't have clarity on a topic, but the general topic is.
So yeah, something that I connected a lot also through coaching school. I guess the topic of greatness, where like this whole thing felt so big for me. And in general, I don't feel like many of us are prepared to like rise into our power, into our what we're meant to do. We're just like prepared to be regular human beings leading a regular life. And this is like a whole different experience.
Yeah. Rising into our greatness.
Yeah.
And am I just a human being or is there something bigger? Yeah. Which part of this matters to you?
Yeah, I don't think it's either or. I'm just a human being and I'm also a vessel of greatness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. 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 So which part for you today?
So I think I want to. The problem with choosing one is that it negates the other. So I want to focus more on the rising into greatness, but not in a way that, in a way like I said in the beginning, in a way that feels in truth and integrity. Like it's not my greatness; it's Hashem's greatness pouring through me as a vessel. So kind of like owning that and rising into that.
Got it. Yeah. So you want to rise into your greatness as a vessel of Hashem. And what if human beings are made for that? What if that is what humanity is?
Yeah.
Okay. So see if you could sit with that, like no conflict. I'm a human being, therefore I am meant to shine. Hashem's light shines through me. That's what it means.
I love that.
Okay. Okay, good. What belief do you want to just like chuck? You don't need it anymore.
Like who are you? You're not good enough. You know, that whole limiting belief of not feeling good enough.
Right. Not good, not enough of something is always the hurting point. It's the lie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So not good enough is out. And what is here that you want to work with?
I was going to say the future is great, but I think it's already happening.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, like leaning into that more.
Leaning into more that the future is already happening.
Yeah.
Okay, great. When you think of the future is already happening, what happens to your system? If you could just take a breath and inform your whole, your mind, your shoulders, your heart, your chest, your belly, the whole thing. Just saying, Pessy, the future is now. It's happening.
It kind of feels like a relief because it's not something I need to work towards. It's already here.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And can we give some other descriptors to this relief?
I just felt my whole body relax in that breath. Like I don't feel tense. I feel calm.
Yeah.
Like it belongs.
Okay. Yeah. So if we're talking about cycles and we're also talking about life having cycles, different seasons, winter, spring, summer, fall, dormant times, creative times, it's already here. What season is that?
This is summer. Absolutely.
It's this summer.
Yes, I'm totally aligned with the seasons this year.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. So let's hear you own it. I'm in the summer of my life.
I'm in the summer of my life.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
for me that means being so full that I'm overflowing and giving in a way that like feels so filling in itself.
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. What's possible in the summer of your life where you're overflowing?
Um, so a lot of like work projects that I've been thinking about and dreaming about, I'm actually working on now. So that feels like fruition in a way. Like, okay, I was thinking about it, planning it, and now I'm actually doing it. Um, and personal life as well. Like it's not, I don't think professional and personal are separate. So that same energy of really being more present, like I've been trying to shift for a while. Um, Also giving in a way that doesn't feel draining. And also, I think just that whole balance of because I've learned so much about how to fill my own cup even while I'm giving. Like it doesn't have to be exclusive to winter or, that kind of energy. Even as I'm overflowing, I can still keep on giving to myself as well in that process. So I'm still doing self-care and all those things. And not
Amazing.
in a way that's like taking over, like this is a season of rest. This is absolutely the season of creation and giving.
Yeah.
It's not all or nothing.
Wow. Wow. Okay. So you're in the summer and you're still nurturing like the snow of winter. And I have something I'd like to say to you and just to see how it lands. What if rising into your greatness for Pessy means living life attuned to the cycles and the messages that Hashem has for you within those cycles?
Absolutely. That's not a new message for me.
Good. So it lands.
Yes,
Okay, good. Does it land for you as your greatness?
I think so, because the only way I'm giving this work over is by actually living it myself.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. So you came to these recognitions pretty easily. We didn't battle through anything. You just landed right in the center of your knowingness. And can we look for a minute at the saboteur, the one that might come to you in an hour and tell you, Pessy, you're not being daring. You're still scared to rise into your greatness. You haven't done it all yet.
Um, I think that might show up in a different season. I think now I'm like so like in tune with my knowing about this is where I'm at and this is what I'm doing. Um, I don't find myself battling with like you're not doing enough or you should be doing more. And not because I'm like maxing myself out, just because I'm doing really what I'm able to.
Beautiful. So say in your own words, if you don't mind, first of all, that's amazing. And I want to acknowledge how much hard work that is.
Yeah.
That's daily work of really like marching to the beat of your inner drum. Yeah. And having that healing come to your family as well. That's huge. You did mention that there can be a voice that says not enough.
Yes, I definitely had in the beginning of the summer season, where I was starting to come out and show my face a little and start talking about my passion. Um, there was that voice of like, "Are you really ready for this?" And I think there's always going to be that voice, that if you want to call it a saboteur, of like pushing it off, even though like I always knew this day is going to come. It wasn't here yet, but now we're in that energy of like the future is now. So it is here now.
Okay.
And that was in the beginning, it was very much maybe it's like maybe after this interview I'll feel like, oh, what did I just do? Maybe it's gonna come up again. I don't know. I didn't have it for like a few weeks now.
So amazing. So amazing. So you're living in the future is now.
Yeah.
We always have challenges. Sometimes it's the not enough or the I'm scared or hard to be in the now. It's just challenges. And is there just any, since you are in such a beautiful space, is there any, I want to use a gentle word over here, like a feminine something, a feminine truth that you want to apply, like like when those when those voices do come up or may come up, or questions come up.
It's all cyclical.
It's all cyclical. That's your
that's been like my inner life coach throughout this whole time.
It's all cyclical.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. Amazing. And can you just draw it's all cyclical with your finger? Like, is it like a spiral? The circle?
It's actually more like, this is how the hormone chart actually looks. It's actually more like a rise, a fall, and then starting again over and over.
Okay, rise and fall and a rise and fall and a rise and fall. So we're going to end now, but let's just end with this motion, if you don't mind, really getting into an embodiment of its cyclical. And find yourself in there, your truth. You look like you're conducting music.
Oh. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's all, yeah, it's all such harmony and balance and cyclical, yeah.
Okay.
And I'm enjoying this part because, like, for so long I was in the work of like resting so much and caring for myself and healing, and the healing doesn't stop, but it's like I'm actually at this point where, wow, like the sun is shining as well.
Yeah. It's healing to taste like fruition also. That's a healing gift. Like, your work is working. Your work is bearing fruit. I want to celebrate with you.
It is a celebration.
A summer festival. Okay. I'm going to leave you off over here now. And I'd just love for you to have the mic. Dun, 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 dun. Here's the mic. And kind of proclaim your space to the world right now. Really own it. Rise into that greatness with a voice.
I have something beautiful to offer the world, and I'm here to claim it.
Amazing. We welcome you. We are all super curious. I got to tell you, when you hear Pessy speak about the cycle, you just get curious. You're like, I need to know more. My daughters need to know. We all need to know. What is this? So it's just going to keep going. It's just going to keep going, Pessy.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, for listening. We'll see you at coach training. Pessy, what's the biggest gift you got out of coaching school that helped you become you?
Really balancing that giving and receiving in a real way.
Awesome. And now you're coaching others. Come and join us at training. We want to see you in school, ladies. July 25th. We'll see you there. Pessy also mentioned many times the Jewish women. Please know that our school is a Jewish school that welcomes anyone who wants to be a part of what we have to offer. So if you are just a spiritually minded, good-hearted, incredible, God-fearing woman, come on over. We want you. Okay. Take care and have a great day. Bye-bye.